Alright, so I'm done. I got all the guts installed. It's working just fine, and yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a Zayne Carrick from Knights of the Old Republic comic, and he's introduced as a Padawan. He's kind of a doofus, and he screws up a lot, but he's intended to be a more funny comic character. But you see his progression throughout the series and stuff, and he actually has a fairly decent arc and whatnot, and it's one of the more compelling stories. I really dig it. It's reminiscent of Tales of the Jedi. I think I've mentioned a couple of times how much I love the Tales of the Jedi series, although it's not anywhere near as heavy as far as story-wise, but it still has a good amount of character development, and they're just fun to watch or read and look at. Yeah. So, like I said, it was a Pico Crumble. I don't know if I said Petite Crouton earlier, but I meant Pico Crumble. That worked out really well. The switch, I don't know if you can see the good circle, but that actually worked out really well. After it was installed, I just went over it with some black acrylic and some clear coat so it don't rub off, but wasn't able to actually powder coat that the same because it actually had some the clear parts of the switch and stuff like that. But yeah, that's why the part that I glued onto the back of it was clear, so that it could shine through and you could actually see the same color as the blade. But yeah, it worked out really well. And it's still pretty low profile and stuff. I think the switch itself is less than a half an inch, so it's pretty small. And yeah, works out well. But what else should we look at? Look at the inside of it. So crystal chamber is always on. The kill key is the thing that turns it on and off. But yeah, that ended up looking really good. You can see the wires and stuff behind it. But the thing that I really was worried about is whether or not it would look full when it was in there, and it does. It looks like there's good amount of hardware and greebles and stuff to fill it out, so it doesn't just look like random crystal in a tube. But yeah, it ended up working out pretty well. The crystal was some acrylic rod that I used for my wands. I just had a little piece that I cut off and then filed it down to be crystal shaped, so that's not actually a crystal. It's just a piece of acrylic, but since it was sanded and frosted pretty well, it actually works out pretty well as a crystal, a convincing crystal. But yeah, it doesn't exactly match the yellow of the blade, because originally I had a resistor on the red, and then I just left the green by itself, but because of the need for a resistor, it wasn't shutting off, so I had to put a resistor on the green, and it ended up being kind of an amber orangey look, which is still cool, but it doesn't match. So maybe I can play with resistors later, but for the most part, it is what it is, so we'll just sort of leave it as it is. It's fine. And that's pretty much it. The blade plug is just some 7/8 inch tube and stuff, and it's an RCA plug, but I just wanted to have something shiny in there so that when you look down into it, there's something going on. You can't see. Anyway. There, that's a little bit better. It's not the green hyperdrive, but it's still cool. That blade plug does nothing to mix the colors. Anyway, that's Zayne Carrick. Hope you liked it.